3 months ago, me and my boy finally got permits to build an off-grid house here in San Diego. But the biggest challenges came after the permits. Because the house is remote, we had to figure out a solution for getting utilities to the property. And not just anywhere. This property is rocky, steep, and full of boulders. But nonetheless, we've made great progress on utility infrastructure this year. In this video, I'll talk about our plan for getting water and installing a waste disposal system on our off-grid property. All right, we're here at the location of our main house that we're going to be building on our property. This is our friend's dog that we're taking care of for the weekend. For those of you that are new to this channel, we're building two main units. The first unit is going to be a 650 square foot house with a rooftop deck, and that one's going to be right here, which is the very top of the property. We're also going to be building a mini cabin at the bottom of the hill that we can use as a temporary office space while we build the main house. So without further ado, let's dive into how we're getting water to our house. Our solution: a well. When we bought this property, we got lucky. It already had a 680-foot well drilled into the ground. But having a well doesn't mean you have usable water yet. You still have to get that water all the way to where you actually need it. This is an aerial view of our property. The house is going to sit up here. So the plan is to pump water from the well up to a storage tank that's above the house, and then distribute it from the tank to the house. In my last video, I tested whether we could actually push water all the way up this hill. And it worked. But now comes the real work, building a permanent system. That's where this trench comes in. This is a 350-foot trench that we're making from the well all the way to the top of the property where the water tank is going to go. We're going to be running some plumbing so that we can pump water from the well to the water tank. Once the water reaches the tank, then and only then can we deliver water to the house. But that's only a small piece of the puzzle. We also need a solution for disposal of waste, and that's where our septic system comes in. Today I want to do a quick walkthrough of our septic system plan. As you guys are aware, we're not connected to city sewage, so we have to develop our own septic system to get rid of waste. We're going to have our main waste outlet on this side of the property. We're going to have to do some serious trenching starting here, leading all the way to where our septic tank is. So I'll go ahead and show you where our septic tank is so you have an idea of what the vision looks like. We're here at the location of the septic tank. You might have noticed that from the house to our septic tank, it's all downhill. We don't have to rely on any pumps to get the waste to the septic tank. We get to rely fully on gravity. Shout out to the contractor, B&B Septic, who made it all happen. This area was extremely rocky and they were able to work around that. From the septic tank, we installed leach lines over here, which is an important part of our septic system design. Because it continues to be downhill, it's still gravity powered. Getting to this point was no easy task. Next, I'll talk about some of the hoops we had to jump through to get here. For the septic installation to work, we had to balance three different parties: the septic designer, the county, and the contractor who was actually building it. In San Diego and most counties, the department that handles septic is the Department of Environmental Health. Per county standards, the septic system has to be at least 100 feet from the well, meaning the system had to go somewhere in this rocky hillside. The county actually warned us that installation would be a challenge because of how rocky the terrain is, but we were committed to making it work, so we talked to several engineers before one of them finally agreed to create a design for us. This is what our original design looked like. Due to the elevations, this system would have to rely on a pump. The septic contractor suggested we switch to this system instead. The pipe leading down to the leach lines would not have to rely on any pumps, which would be a lot more efficient for us. So we went with that design instead. And now we finally had a design that was ready to submit to the county. If everything checks out between your design and the county requirements, they'll issue something called the On-Site Wastewater Treatment System Layout Approval. Keep in mind, this does not mean that you can install the system yet. It simply means that the design is approved. Next, a licensed contractor has to submit the application to actually install the system. Once the contractor submits that paperwork to the county, you can finally receive the installation permit. After weeks of redesigns, approvals, and coordination, we finally got the green light. And now we finally have a functioning septic system on our property. But honestly, this is just a small piece of the puzzle. Next, we'll need to trench from the septic tank to the future house location and bring in a plumber to make the connection. We're still very early on in the build, and there's a lot more to figure out as we turn this rocky hillside into an off-grid retreat. If you want to watch someone figure out how to turn raw land into an actual retreat from scratch, hit subscribe. See you on the next one.